2024 seems to be a very good season for Six Flags, with some quality coasters getting added, with Great Adventure getting a Vekoma Super Boomerang, Over Georgia getting an Intamin Ultra Surf, and Great Escape getting a Gravity Group Wooden Family Coaster. But I was wondering, what coaster would benefit each of the Six Flags parks? So we're going to visit each park and see what I would give them, starting with Six Flags New England. This park in Agawam, Massachusetts has a very good collection with one of the best 1-2 punches in the country, with Superman and Wicked Cyclone. This park is missing one big thing, a launch coaster. I would say they would get an Ultra Surf now that Six Flags is buying them, but I'm going to go a little more realistic and cheaper and say they should get a Premier Ride Skyrocket 2 or a Skyrocket 3, like Full Throttle and Magic Mountain. Let's move on north to Darien Lake. Looking at the lineup, it's missing a lot, a spinning coaster and a major family coaster. So I'm going to knock out two birds with one stone and say they should get a Mach Extreme Spinner. Just kidding, they should actually get a Mauer Spinning Coaster. They are fun, family-friendly rides that would work well at most parks. The reason they won't get a Gerstlauer Pandemonium clone is because Six Flags stopped working with them after the New Texas Giant incident. Let's think here for a minute. What Six Flags park is hated on a lot? Oh yeah, La Ronde. If you want to actually make this park good, then what you have to do is give it a good coaster. This lineup makes me want to cry in a corner, so I'm going to give it a good addition. First, remove the boomerang. Then remove the SLC because they already have an inverted coaster. Then where the SLC used to sit, put in a super boomerang. This could benefit the park so much as it would be a launch coaster, which the park doesn't have. But like most enthusiasts going to La Ronde, I don't want to stick here and would rather go to a smaller but better park. Great Escape this year is getting a Gravity Group Family Coaster, so they probably won't get another good coaster for 15 years. So what could be good for them? Note, this is a family park, so the addition can't be really intense, but luckily I have a really good family-friendly addition idea. A Premier Rides Family Swing Launch Coaster similar to Icebreaker at SeaWorld Orlando. This would be an addition that would be enjoyable by kids and enthusiasts, but one thing that could make it even better is if they got rid of the comfort collars. I know, call me a genius. Now we go from one great park to another. Great Adventure is one of the best Six Flags parks, and you can make the argument that it is the best. But it is missing one thing, a spinning coaster. But I'm going to ignore that and instead say they should get a 200 plus foot B&M dive coaster with a full layout. I'm talking about vertical loops, airtime hills, corkscrews, zero-G rolls, but all with a lap bar that is going to be found on Penguin Trek this spring. This would allow you to really feel the hold in the front row and the airtime. These dives are great crowd pleasers and would be one of the best and most popular rides in the park. Six Flags America, the park that gets absolutely nothing. So what should we give them? I say RMC Roar. This could be a clone of Joker, or it could be entirely different. Whatever it is, just give this park something. I don't care if you put Green Lantern here. Wait, actually, please don't bring that back. Over Georgia is an actually really good park that just completed rounding out its lineup when they got the Ultra Surf, which is a launch spinning shuttle coaster. So then, what would they actually benefit from? Well, now all the additions are going to just be to up the park's coaster count. There are multiple things they can do. Add an RMC Raptor, get a free spin, or they could add a quality addition, and by that I mean clone the Flash Vertical Velocity, even though they literally just got a shuttle coaster. So just take your pick. Whatever it is, they are not getting something for at least 5 to 6 years, considering they just got 2 coasters in a row. St. Louis is one interesting park. They don't really have any modern thrill coasters apart from Batman, if that is even modern. So it's pretty obvious what they should get, a thrill coaster. One good coaster for the park would be an RMC Raptor. They're not really anything like it nearby. Also don't mean they should get one of those slow big RMCs. I'm talking about a small whippy fast Raptor like Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster at Fiesta, Texas. Great America is a park that gets a lot of good additions. They got the first Batman clone, one of the best B&M Hypers, the only wing coaster in the chain, they got Max Force, they got American Eagle, Superman Ultimate Flight, and Goliath, an RMC Topper track. So what quality addition should they get? I say a clone of Over Georgia's Ultra Surf coaster would fit nicely here. It's another launch coaster, and it spins, since they don't have one. Frontier City is one of the best themed Six Flags parks and have a couple small family coasters and a Schwarzkopf looper. So what would be good for them? An RMC Raptor. This would nicely fit in the park's lineup and be small. They could even remove Silver Bullet and then proceed to call the Raptor Silver Bullet and plop it down on the land that the old Silver Bullet occupied before the new Silver Bullet replaced the old Silver Bullet. Six Flags Mexico has some good coasters, whether it be Superman El Último Escape or Medusa Steel Coaster. So I say to add to that collection, they should get a new Premier Rides launch coaster since they are missing a launch coaster. But they are missing one more thing. I would say a Gravity Group Family Woody, as these are fast-paced, smooth airtime machines, and they don't have a wooden coaster anymore. Fiesta, Texas has been constantly called the top-tier Six Flags park, and it's fairly obvious to see why. But ever since Rattler got RMC'd, they've been missing a wooden coaster. So, for the second time in a row, I will be recommending a Gravity Group Family wooden coaster, because they are not missing a lot. The original Six Flags park almost manages to not get a coaster for every few years, with the most recent being delayed from 2020 to 2023, and the one before that opening in 2017 with a clone Joker. So, what would work for them? I'd say give this park something nice with a new Gin Vacoma like Lek coaster. This would be a beautiful addition and could be a contender for the best coaster in Texas, with snappy inversions and airtime. Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is the second Six Flags park in California, except being in NorCal, where it is half animal and a half thrill park. This park is somewhat weird, mostly getting cloned rides, so what should they get? Hear me out on this one. Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster Cologne, like at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, and over Georgia. This park has a height limit that can severely impact what rides they can add, and they wanted to make the chain more family-friendly, so why not add this? They also haven't had a single rail coaster since Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster. And here we are, the big park of the chain, which has already started construction for 2025, which if everything goes to plan, could be the park's 21st coaster, and their best. You all know what I'm gonna say. Green Lantern First Flight's return. Just kidding, it's of course going to be a B&M Giga. This was always rumored for the park, and since it would probably be the biggest coaster on the West Coast, it would bring in a ton of people. These rides are also capacity monsters, which if it did bring in a ton of crowds, it would eat all those people up. One coaster that would also fit nicely in the lineup would probably be another Ultra Surf, since they don't have a spinning coaster, and they got rid of Tidal Wave, their Intamin Shoot the Chutes ride, back in 2021. So yeah, there we go. That was a long one. If you haven't subscribed, I would be very grateful. Here we talk about all things roller coasters and theme parks. So if that's what you're into, I would recommend doing that. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video.